Welcome to the Dirt on Clean podcast. I'm Thaís Graham, and today we're diving into a story of an international entrepreneurship, innovation, and bold leadership. I might not come from the facilities management world, but I know a game changer when I see one. And today's guest, she's exactly that. Meet Karina Correa, CEO and founder of Miclean USA. With an MBA, she's brought over 20 years of experience in commercial facility service from Brazil to the United States. She's not just running a business, she's building a legacy, leading a team of over 4,500 employees across both countries. But here's what really caught my attention. Karina isn't just focused on business growth. She's also passionate about social impact, having founded a successful nonprofit organization in Brazil that cares for the underprivileged children in local hospitals. Recently certified as a business coach for Fort Lauderdale College, she combines strategic thinking with a deep commitment to serving her clients, finding innovative ways to keep costs low while being environmentally conscious and efficient. Karina, I am so thrilled to have you here today.
Hi, Thais. How are you? Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. I'm very happy to share some of my experience in this world of facility service.
That's great. You know, Karina, before we dive into facilities management, I'd love to hear about your journey. What brought you from Brazil with your MBA from FGV to revolutionizing commercial cleaning services here in the States?
I am in this industry for a little bit over 20 years. It might be almost 30 years. And we started a family business back in Brazil, my father and I, Milk Clean. And we started as a janitorial company and we became a facility service, which our goal is to offer everything that is not the core business of our clients. So we started the company back in Brazil with 300 employees. And when I decided to move to start the business in the United States, I left over almost 7,000 employees back in Brazil. And my main reason to be here is just in another perspective of family business is to try on my own and doing what I believe and doing what I know, which is the facility service that I've been since I was a little girl.
That's fascinating. And now Milk Clean USA offers everything from corporate cleaning to entertainment venue services. How did your experience shape the way you approach these different sectors?
When we started here 10 years ago, because this year we're going to be 10 years, I decided to start it just with janitorial, commercial, retail. And moving forward, I understood that the client, when he trusts you, he wants to give you more possibility. So then we became a facility service that we can also provide landscape, alarm system control, elevator maintenance, and all kinds of services that, again, that is not the core business of the client. And what I understand, you need to know what you're doing and you need to know what you're selling and you need to have a plan and you need to sell in the right way for your client.
Let's break this down for our listeners. What exactly is Milk Cleans USA core business? Because I know facilities managers are always looking for reliable partners.
Yeah, so every time when I say facility service, my clients, they have a hard time to understand. So I always try to explain to them that our goal is to make them focus in their job and their core business, and we can provide everything that is not their core business. So when we started with the janitorial, which is my core business, is always going to be janitorial service. We also add on, we just bought a company that is about mold remediation and water remediation. And also, we have another company that we brought to our portfolio, which is all extra service that you can possibly imagine: pressure washing, window cleaning, high rise and window cleaning. So what I can tell that it's a multiple service that we offer to our client so he can rest in everything that is not his core business.
That's really helpful. So, for facilities managers listening right now, what should they be looking for when choosing a cleaning service provider?
What I believe that most what I see here in my industry, it's about trust. Because sometimes we sell something that we cannot deliver it exactly the way that we sold. So in my understanding, the client normally here, they give me something small so I can prove that I can do it and I know what I'm doing. And after that, on the next step, they give you more and more. So all my clients, my major clients, we grow based on a trust of a relationship.
So people shouldn't probably avoid the smaller deals, right? Because it can grow into a major deal.
Yeah, when I started here, I remember that I had an opportunity with the president of a big company. And he told me, "Oh, I can tell that you have experience, but not in this country. And I can tell that you know what you're saying, but you don't have experience here." And I remember that I told him, "Just give me something that no one wants to do, that I'm going to do so good and so well that you will give me more." And that's how it
Wow.
started. Yes.
That's the way to be. You've built something really impressive across South and Central Florida. With your offices in Deerfield Beach and Orlando, are you planning to expand beyond Florida?
Yes, we also have an office in Washington, D.C. So we have clients over there. And yes, my way of growing is growing in multiple states in the United States.
Let's talk about something really exciting, your expansion into mold remediation and water damage service. I know we just touched base on that, but why did you decide to expand in those areas?
The reason why, because again, when the client get the trust on you, he always would say, "Karina, can you help me on this? Karina, we have a water situation, a floods here. Can you help me?" And of course, I want to help my client, but I want to help it in something that I know what I'm doing. So the remediation in the water, it's all the times happen in South Florida, as we know, because it has a lot of rain and hurricane and everything. I could tell, and I know now the profit, it's much better in the remediation mode and the water. So that's one of the reasons that we can do in the cleaning, the profits around 20%, but in the mold remediation, it's around 40-50%. So that's my main reason to bring this service for my multiple service, and also because of the profit being higher.
That's great. Karina, you've been in this industry for over 20 years. You said 30 years, right? Been so many changes, and now you're actively shaping its future. What do you believe is next for facilities management and commercial cleaning? What trends or changes should we be watching out for?
The competition is getting higher and higher. 10 years ago, if I would go for government, I have a lot of government contracts. If I would go for a walkthrough, I would have me and more 5 companies bidding with me. Now it's 35, 40. So the competition, it's like insane right now. So you really need to work on innovation. You need to show something that your competitors are not showing. And I think that innovation, and of course, always thinking about safety, because safety is one of our main pillars in our company. As long my crew is safe. And when I talk about safety, it's not only about the PPAs that we need to use to do the service, not this, but also about the equipment, the proper equipment and the products. And they need to be with green seal and make sure that we are doing no damage to the earth. So I think that is the only way to go right now. You need to have, of course, a competitive price. If you don't have a competitive price, you can show whatever you want. They're not going to take you competitive price, innovation, and you need to have a quality management system that works. And you can prove that you're going to do it. And that's what I think it is to survive in this industry.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a lot of competition. Wow. I wasn't aware that it grew so much in these past 10
Mhm.
years.
Yes.
Before we wrap up, what advice would you give to facilities managers who are navigating all of these changes so that they can determine that this is the right partner for them?
Facility service can be very tricky. And the reason why was because we can offer too many service. Because again, remember when I said in the beginning that I can provide anything that is not the core business. So we need to be careful to choose what we're going to offer to our clients, because we need to offer something that we can deliver. Because sometimes we can sell something that we are not prepared to do, and then you're going to have a problem. And then when the trust is broken, and then when the client's not going to ask you to come back, and then you might lose a client because you are just trying to sell something that you're not ready to do. So be prepared and focus, I think, is the number one that what we need to have in our fields.
If you haven't done your due diligence, it's better not to offer the service so that you don't break the trust. So you can keep growing with your referrals. That's very insightful. Karina, this has been absolutely incredible. For everyone who wants to learn more about Miclean USA or connect with you, where can they find you?
You can go on our website, which is micleanusa.com. And also you can find us on Instagram, Miclean USA, LinkedIn, Miclean USA, and all social media.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights today. And for all our viewers and listeners, remember to check out our show notes for Karina's LinkedIn profile and Miclean's USA website. Also, if you want to be a guest on the Durham Clean podcast, visit intelliart.ai/the Durham Clean podcast. Until next time, keep innovating and keep clean.